Hello, everyone, and welcome to an event that we are very happy to bring forth to you, which is the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute, a calendar of events for this year. That is for this fall semester of 2021. So we have lots of different things that we will be putting forth, and we hope that all of you are joining us. And if you have any questions, those of you following us here on the Zoom webinar, or if you're following us on Facebook Live, where we are also broadcasting it, let us know if you have any questions. I'm going to be sharing a screen which has our events for this fall semester. And we are very, very excited about all of the different things that we have for you for this fall semester of 2021. And so lots of different events, lots of different things that we'll be putting forth, and hopefully you'll enjoy every single thing that we have for you. And all of these, of course, will be on Zoom webinar through our system, and also they will be on Facebook Live as well. So we're going to start by telling you a little bit about Fresno State PBBI. As some of you know, and hopefully lots and lots of you know, we are a product of three different colleges. So we are a product of the College of Arts and Humanities, a product of the Jordan College of Agricultural Science and Technology, and a product of the College of Social Science. So we have very strong connections to all three of the different colleges where we do different things, all, of course, under the umbrella of the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute, that's PBBI, from Fresno State. So, for example, in the College of Arts and Humanities, we, of course, have our lecture and speaker series that follows in all three colleges. We also have a project with the Media Communication and Journalism Department that we'll be talking about. We have a program with the Linguistics Department. We, of course, support anything that is needed with the Portuguese Studies program. And also we have many other events that we do as well. College of Social Science, we have, of course, the oral history recordings that we're doing as well. Part of our lecture series, we always try to have 2 or 3 lectures in the field of social science. And through the Jordan College of Agricultural Science and Technology, we have the exchange program with the University of the Azores. And we also have, of course, different events that we put forth, including always at least one different lectures through our lecture series that is part of the Agricultural College, usually tied around to the Portuguese Americans and our experience of Portuguese Americans here in the Central Valley. So let's talk a little bit about all of our different events that we have put forth. And I have a little bit of a feedback here, so let me see what I am doing exactly here, but hopefully I'll get that resolved here real quick. And so we do have quite a few events coming forth, and one of them is our very first one coming up here very, very soon on September 1st, and that will be the kickoff of the fall events for 2021. The Cagarro Colloquium will be readings with 5 Portuguese American writers and poets from both coasts of the United States. It will be in English, and it will feature 4 different writers and poets, and moderated by another poet, a young man by the name of Logan Duarte, who's been our guest before. I invited Logan to be the moderator of the event because we want to get more and more different folks involved, and of course, the younger generation. Logan is a Portuguese language teacher in Massachusetts, an original co-founder of the Cagarro Colloquium, and a wonderful poet. So he'll be moderating it, and he will also, hopefully at the end, will also give us one of his works. On September the 7th, and this will be at 5 o'clock, both of these events, we will have a presentation about the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute Oral History Project. So as all of you know, that is one of the major components of PBBI at Fresno State. But as many of you know as well, we have unfortunately had a little bit of a setback with the COVID. We weren't able to go into people's homes for a while. We did quite a few of them actually the last year or so, starting in May of 2020, just a couple of months after the pandemic hit, and all the way until just very recently when we are again now going into back into folks' homes. But for that amount of time, we did over 16 different oral history projects, whether it be the students that did them on Zoom or myself as well. So we're going to explain to you what the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute Oral History Project is all about. It's a community endeavor, and we're going to have a full workshop on that on September the 7th. Then on September the 22nd, we have another presentation called Azores Brazil, a multitude of connections. It'll be given by my dear friend, José Luís de Silva, emeritus Portuguese language teacher from San Jose High School, where he taught Portuguese for over 30 years. And he has done extensive traveling and research about the presence of the Azores in Brazil. We have a very, very strong connection that is over 250 years old with Brazil. And José Luís will be giving a fascinating talk about the connections between the Azores Islands and the archipelago of I should say, the archipelago of the Azores and Brazil. And then from September 29th through October 2nd, we will be co-hosting once again, or actually we'll be hosting it at Fresno State, although through Zoom webinar and Facebook Live, the Luso-American Education Foundation Conference on Education and Culture. There will be bilingual sessions, a total of 18 sessions in 4 days in Portuguese and in English. So the September 29th, 30th, and October 1st, that is a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There'll be 3 sessions per day. Session from 9 until about 11:30, another session between 2 and 3:30, and then another session between 5 and 7 p.m. So every single day, there will be basically somewhere around 5 to 5.5 hours of the conference, but it'll be broken up throughout different times. And that will be on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then Saturday, October the 2nd, it will be from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. and a multitude of different workshops and different panels, again, from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Very excited. One of those panels between 12 and 2 will be about the frameworks just adopted by the state of California and the new world language standards, really tailored to Portuguese teachers, Portuguese language teachers, but available to all teachers who are interested at the high school level. That will be again between 12 and 2 on the Saturday, October the 2nd. So the conference itself will be for 4 days, 18 different sessions in 4 days in Portuguese and English. So just there, we have basically 18 different events for a PBBI in 4 days. It is quite aggressive, but we are up to task on it. And we believe that it will be a wonderful contribution to the Luso American Education Foundation Conference. It's 45th one, and at the same time, to, of course, the Portuguese American legacy in California. On October the 6th, we will go back to a Zoom webinar and Facebook Live. It'll be a lecture by Professor Ricardo Vasconcelos, who is a professor at California State University, San Diego. We're very, very honored to have Professor Ricardo Vasconcelos. He'll be giving a presentation actually about the works as far as the chronicles of the writings of Professor Onésimo Teotonio Almeida. So we're looking forward to this presentation that will be given by Professor Ricardo Vasconcelos on October the 6th. And again, all of these at 5 p.m. All of our regular lectures will be at 5 p.m. With the on Zoom webinar and Facebook Live. Then on October the 18th through the 21st, so again, another 4 days, and again through Zoom and Facebook Live from 9 a.m. until 12:30, so 3.5 hours per day. We will be hosting an international conference. Very, very excited about that, called The Voice of Grandparents, A Voz dos Avós, Wisdom and Endearment, in Portuguese, Saberes e Afetos. So the voice of grandparents, wisdom and endearment. We will have presentations from Brazil, from different regions of Brazil, from the Azores, from Madeira, from mainland Portugal, from the United States, and from Canada. So a wide variety around the issue of grandparents, around the issue of aging, around the issue of culture, around the issues, as our subtitle so eloquently states, wisdom and endearment. The voice of grandparents, first time in California, and first time, of course, through Fresno State, October 18th to the 21st, from 9 o'clock in the morning until about 12:30 to 12:45. It'll be about 3.5 to 4 hours every single day for those 4 days. Very, very excited about that as well. And then just a few days later, October 28th, we're going to try to have a possible in-person presentation. If not at Fresno State, might be through a community partnership with a community hall. And if not, it will be, of course, on Zoom. It's going to be called the Azorian Autonomy, Challenges and Opportunities. And it'll be about a 3-part presentation from about 6 to about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Again, we're going to try to do this at a community venue where we partner up with one of our community organizations and do this open to the community in person. If we cannot do that, it depends, of course, on how COVID is going. We'll see how it is going locally. We have a couple of months to work on this. If not, by the end of September, we'll make a decision to either continue with it and continue with the possibility of it in person. We'll announce where it's going to be here in the Central Valley. And if that's not the possible at all, then we will transition to a online event, October 28th. November 4th, it will be Zoom and Facebook Live, and it's a Kale Soup for the Soul, which is an organization of Portuguese American writers from different parts of the country. We're very, very excited. We will be moderating. I'll be moderating it with a help of poet Millicent Borges Accardi. And so it'll be, again, readings and conversations with Portuguese American writers of this particular group called Kale Soup for the Soul. And then on November 10th, so a few days later, another Zoom and Facebook Live presentation, also at 5 p.m. It will be called Into the Azorian Sea, Azorian Poets in Translation. It is actually an anthology that I am working on, bilingual, where we take some Portuguese language, of course, poets from the Azores throughout various generations and translate them to English. We are hoping to have the anthology ready a little bit after November, probably be ready by end of December, beginning of January, and published sometime next year. But we'd like to have a kind of a preview with some of the poets and some of their works presented at this session on November the 10th. And then November 22nd, we will come back with another presentation. We have, and that one will be on Zoom and Facebook Live, and it will be called Escritores Açorianos, Diálogos à Distância. That one is in Portuguese. Will feature an Azorian writer who will have a conversation with. It's November 22nd. It's a Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning because of the time difference with the Azores. So it'll be about an hour to an hour and 10-minute conversation in Portuguese with an Azorian writer. We'll announce which one it's going to be here in about another 2 weeks or so. On December the 1st, the Zoom and Facebook Live again. Portuguese Americans in Valley Agriculture will be our traditional panel on the presence of the Portuguese American community in Valley Agriculture, talking about some of the challenges, some of the opportunities, some of the things that are some of our Portuguese Americans are facing with in Valley Agriculture. So will be another fascinating panel, probably about 3 different folks, as we try to have 3 or 4 different folks on these panels. So that will be December the 1st. And then December the 9th will be our last one for the semester. And again, it will be on Zoom and Facebook Live. It'll be again at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And it will be a partnership with the California Portuguese American Coalition. It will be about Portuguese Americans in public service in the field of social science. And we will feature again a panel with three different Portuguese Americans in public service in the state of California. That will be on December the 9th. So in a nutshell, and those are all of our events. I know that we are going pretty fast pace, but we wanted to give you some information. We don't want to take a whole bunch of your time, but we wanted to give you in a nutshell, what our fall semester is going to look like. As you can see, it is a full semester beginning already on this coming week, September the 1st, and ending on the December the 9th. That is when it comes to the lectures, the speakers, and of course, the conference series that PBBI will be putting together, putting forth, and all of it has been planned. We are in the final stages of the conference for the Luz American Education Foundation. We'll have actually the full program of that here in about a week or so. All of our other lectures are also planned, and the conference on the voice of grandparents, wisdom and endearment, we are also have a call out for papers, and hopefully by in the next 2.5 to 3 weeks, by the end of September, so probably about 4 weeks, we will have the program on that as well put forth. But the dates and everything else are already set. A few things about PBBI. So other than our lecture and our speaker series, that includes conferences, and we try to put forth at least one conference every single semester. This semester, we're going to put forth two conferences. I can already tell you that for the spring of 2022, we're going to bring back the conference that was in person in Tulare for many years, between 1990 and 2002, Filaments of the Atlantic Heritage, a symposium. We brought it back last year as an online event, and we're going to continue with it in the spring, usually around March, April of 2022. So for sure, that conference will be part of our spring event, as well as another one that we're working on, plus another half a dozen, 6 to 7 different panels and different workshops. And so part of what we do also is try to be a resource, of course, for the Portuguese American community, as part of the vision of PBBI to be the hub of all that is Portuguese, not just in the Central Valley, but the state of California and even the Western United States. And so we have created, as some of you know already, the Cagajo Colloquium, which is a literary community of writers in all genres who advocate for and represent new and established writers of the Azorean diaspora and their literary contributions locally, nationally, and internationally. We put forth at least one reading per semester and one in the summertime as well. And we are organizing different events. We're hoping to have 2 different events for the Cagajo Colloquium for the spring semester. It is actually the event that's going to kick our fall semester, as you saw, on September the 1st. But besides readings and conversations, which we will have at least one every single semester, including for our, we will put one forth as we did this year, hopefully for a limited summer series. But we are also trying to have some different workshops and different events, including working with students in high school who might be interested in taking up writing and who attend the Portuguese language classes at various high schools throughout California. So the Cagajo Colloquium will be very, very active in this semester and next semester as well. And so you'll probably see at least one more event that we'll be adding to our fall semester. It might not be open to the public. It might be just for students, for example, but we're trying to do some other things with the Cagajo Colloquium to make it, again, a true literary community for those interested in writing. Bruma Publications, as all of you know, was launched officially in March of this year of 2021. Again, due to the pandemic, lots of different things. And of course, some things are a little bit on the back burner, but we have, through the College of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Sergio Laporta is working with us diligently, working so hard. And I thank him very, very much for his guidance and his leadership. And we are putting all the final touches, hopefully in the next 45 to 60 days. We're working already on our first publication that we hope to have out in the spring of 2022. But we are also looking forward to doing a newsletter put forth by Bruma Publications with lots of literary news of the Portuguese American presence throughout California and throughout the Western United States. So hopefully this fall we'll have the newsletter and our first publication, hopefully by the spring of 2022. But Bruma Publications is part of what we do at the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute at Fresno State. As we mentioned, one of our major projects, of course, is oral history. And we are very, very excited about getting back into folks' homes, with of course, with all of the safety measures in place. But we, of course, have the sponsorship for the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute Oral History Project of the Luso-American Development Foundation. We thank FLAD for their sponsorship. They sponsor various things. This year, they are sponsoring everything to do with the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute Oral History Project. So, as we know, the heritage of the Portuguese Americans in California is a rich one. It is unique. We have a collection of voices. And so we try to get our students involved. And we're going to have, as I said, a workshop already on the 7th of this month. Upcoming month of September, which will be our second part of the PBBI lecture and speaker series for the fall of 2021, where we're going to give you a little bit more explanation about the oral history and how you in the community can be involved, because it really is a community endeavor. So we really want to continue to collect and archive the Portuguese American experiences in the Central Valley and throughout the state of California, although for now, of course, we are concentrating on the Central Valley, and that is, of course, as I said, with the generous help of FLAD. That is a generous grant that we got from the Fundação Luso-Americana para o Desenvolvimento, FLAD, from Lisbon, Portugal. We want to thank, of course, the current president, Dr. Rita Faden, and her whole entire staff, including our good friend Miguel Vaz, who has been a strong supporter of everything that is done in the Portuguese American community throughout the entire United States, and especially with PBBI. We are very thankful to him, and of course to Dr. Rita Faden and the entire group at FLAD, the Executive Council, and all of its directors. Untold Stories, we launched it, as you all know, in the last month of March, the first of what we hope to be several videos, part of our oral history project, thanks to FLAD again. And it was called Portuguese Americans Along the 99 Corridor. We're very, very thankful that on YouTube, our YouTube channel, which, by the way, we invite you to check out, it's called Fresno State PBBI. Again, so to go to YouTube and write in Fresno State PBBI, and you'll see our channel. You'll see all of the different videos. We have hundreds and hundreds of hours that we have collected and we have archived since we began the Fresno State PBBI YouTube channel, which was in May of last year. And so the documentary, Untold Stories, Portuguese Americans Along the 99 Corridor, kind of a general feeling of the Portuguese presence in Central California, about 22 minutes, and done, of course, with MCJ, Media, Communication, and Journalism from the College of Arts and Humanities. This documentary has also been put forth on several of the Valley Access channels. We thank them for doing it. And here on YouTube, we have received over 25,000. I think it's up to 25,300 views. So we're very, very happy that in the space of about basically 5 months, we were able to get all of those views. And so if you have not watched it, do so. We will continue with the theme Untold Stories, and we have began now to collect the interviews for something that will be in the Untold Stories category, but will be focusing now So from now on, the video documentary series, part of the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute Oral History Project, will focus on themes. And our first theme will be the theme of Festa and how the Holy Ghost Festa specifically, and how that has been part of the Portuguese American experience in the Central Valley for, as we all know, over a century. We try to partner up with different organizations. We just had something very, very unique, which was a leadership academy. We had a total of 13 young people from different parts of the state that participated. It was a 3-day event, 3.5, that turned out to be about 4 hours, because the young people were actually interested in asking all kinds of questions and participating. We want to thank them for participating. We want to thank, of course, this was put forth by the California Portuguese American Coalition, not by PBBI. PBBI was a partner, and of course, it was sponsored by the Fundação Luso-Americana para o Desenvolvimento FLAD in Lisbon, Portugal. Our Bruma Book Club is going to be launched this fall. So we really wanted to do it around the this last summer, but lots of different things, and of course, a lot of different kinds of things going on with the pandemic, and we felt it would be best to wait until the fall. So hopefully, here in about a little over 35 days or so, we will be launching it. It'll be online. So we'll choose the book, and we'll probably meet about once every 10 days. We'll allow about a month or so for people to read the book, and we'll meet and discuss the book a couple times. And so it's called Bruma Book Club, BBC, not the real BBC from England, of course, but Bruma Book Club. We're excited about that, and we're going to dedicate, of course, as the name sounds, most of the readings they'll be in English. They will so the book club will be in English, usually translations focusing on the Azores and the Portuguese American experience in California and beyond. Our partnership also with the Hub for Language Teaching and Learning continues. We're very, very excited. The students continue to do their work, and we master students, and we are hoping to have a tool kit for Portuguese language teachers who want to teach the fables that we are collecting and going to be publishing. It's going to be our very first Bruma Publications book that, as I said, hopefully will be published in the spring of 2021. But throughout the fall of this year, we will have online already our toolkit that with maybe one or two of our fables that Portuguese language teachers and parents and grandparents at home that can read a little bit of Portuguese can use these fables to teach the Portuguese language, and at the same time the rich cultural history of the Azores. These are fables tied to the Azores. We thank the Hub for Language Teaching and Learning at Fresno State for partnering up with PBBI at Fresno State, again with the funding from our first grant that we have, and we still have some funding from it left, and that's why we're doing this, of course, with the help from FLAD, Luso American Development Foundation. Our Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute collection at the library is up and running. Thank you so much to Dean Hornbuckle. Thanks to all that entire staff. They're just great to work with at the Henry Madden Library. So this is what it looks like. Our book plate, Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute collection, the famous, of course, Luís Vaz de Camões. So the collection is derived from gifts, as it says there, from the president of the regional government of the Azores, Vasco Cordeiro, who's no longer the president, but was at the time the gift was given to us. And we had a second gift from the Luso American Development Foundation from FLAT. We are hoping to get another gift from the current government of the Azores as well. The collection focuses on Portuguese language titles in literature, history, poetry, essays, chronicles, memoirs, and children's books, and titles in English and Portuguese about the Portuguese American experience also in California and throughout the United States. We are going to feature also a complete presentation and archive of the books that have been published by the Portuguese Heritage Publications in California. We're working with them to get also in our collection one of each of what they have done, which has been an amazing amount of work that has been done by the Portuguese Heritage Publication in California. And so we'll continue, of course, building upon this collection. will continue building upon the collection that is at the Henry Madden Library as it seeks to connect generations and build upon our diverse multicultural experience here in the San Joaquin Valley, Fresno being the ninth most multicultural city in the United States of America. And of course, the Portuguese have contributed immensely to this experience as well. We are in the final stages, we believe, in the next few weeks, hopefully, of a memorandum of understanding with SIPAN, that is the Study in Portugal network that is put forth by FLAD, a Fundação Luso-Americana para o Desenvolvimento, with our international office. We hope to have, of course, students studying in Portugal, doing a study abroad program, whether it's faculty-led or a semester abroad. And we're hoping also to have more students come from Portugal and study at Fresno State. We have students that come from Asia, from Europe, other countries in Europe, from South America. And we are hoping that we start getting some students from Portuguese language countries also studying through our international program at Fresno State. But the memorandum of understanding, of course, with SIPAN is to get, of course, some of our students the opportunity at Fresno State to study in Portugal, the Azores, and other parts of mainland Portugal as well. As I said, whether it be a faculty-led 1 week or 2 week or 3 week course, or whether it be some of the programs that FLAD already does a wonderful job with SIPAN, led by the folks, of course, at FLAD. And so we are working on the memorandum of understanding. We're hoping to have it ready, as I said, within the next 2 to 3 weeks or so. And when that happens, we hope to have an event that we'll be putting forth through PBBI and through the President's office to do that memorandum of understanding, as well as with the FLAD President's office as well. And so a little bit to show you what we're working on in the library. Again, thanks, a big shout out to Dean Hornbuckle and to the entire staff, to Dr. Tammy Lau and to Adam Wallace and Julie and everyone that has been working with us at Fresno State PBBI through the Henry Madden Library. So we're going to have within the library, besides our web page that we have through the College of Arts and Humanities, and thanks to Benjamin Kirk for all of the work that he does. But at the Henry Madden Library, we're also going to have our own collection. It's called the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute Collection. It's under the collections page, so there'll be one dedicated to us. It'll have everything that we do at Fresno State, and so we're working on it. This is what the collection website will look like, and all of the different archives that'll be there. So we'll have the Portuguese book collection that I just mentioned. We'll have the PBBI records, we'll have documentaries, and we'll have the oral histories that will be either the audio or the video, whichever way they were done, with a transcript as well. So lots of different things and this will be up and running hopefully in the next couple of months at the Henry Madden Library. As we said, we partner up with different organizations, like, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, with the California Portuguese American Coalition, but we are also partnering up with PALCUS, the Portuguese American Leadership Council of the United States, for this wonderful program that PALCUS is putting forth, that has begun and will continue until the end of the year, until December. So look forward throughout the months of September, October, November, and December. United Through Heritage. There will be at least 3 of our PBBI events that will be part of the United Through Heritage program at FLAD. So it will reach, PBBI will be able to participate in this wonderful idea that FLAD, PALCUS had, and that has, of course, the sponsorship of FLAD and other folks that are mentioned here. But PBBI hopes to be also a strong partner in this as well. So we will have at least 3 events part of the United Through Heritage campaign that PALCUS has put forth. Of course, there to the left, you see the Portuguese flag. Many of you know what it looks like, and the Fresno State, that is the Fresno State Portuguese Club, and that is presided by Jasmine Rocha. Jasmine is going to start now a master's in a teaching credential program, so she'll be with us a couple more years, and we are excited about, she'll continue with being president, hopefully for at least this year. We are going to transition also to putting some things online because we were hoping to see what was happening. But since all of the different precautions are going on, of course, still at the university. So, but be on the lookout because PBBI with the Fresno State Portuguese Club will have some events that will be, so the Portuguese Club will be partnering up with some of our events that we're having, and we're going to be putting forth at least a couple of them that will be specific to our Fresno State students. So be on the lookout for that. And the government of the Azores, as some of you know, the vice president of the government of the Azores, Dr. Artur Lima, along with the director of external affairs and cooperation, and that is Professor Carlos Amaral, were here just a few weeks ago at Fresno State for a full day at Fresno State, which included a meeting with President of Fresno State, Dr. Saul Jimenez Sandoval. Lots of different ideas, lots of different projects coming forth, and we are hoping to make a couple of announcements, if not later on this semester, for sure, during the semester of the spring of 2022. So the government of the Azores, through the vice presidency, has, of course, with after this meeting with PBBI, we had a meeting with myself as director of PBBI, and then the follow-up meeting with the president of the university. There's been commitment on the government of the Azores for a couple of unique initiatives that they want PBBI to head for the West Coast, and so we're looking forward to this partnership as well. Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute is, of course, funded by the university. The university has been very, very generous. All three colleges, all three deans, and also the office of the president, the office of the provost. So lots of different folks that are Portuguese background in different departments have also been very, very strong collaborators and partners of PBBI. I'm thinking, of course, our good friend Alcidia Gomes Freitas. Alcidia has been a tremendous asset for PBBI. We thank her. And but we are going to have a crowdfunding event, as we always do during the month of October. So be in tune for that. We'll start knocking on everyone's door. Last year, we raised, as you can see that, for the Storytelling Hub project, we raised $17,300. We're hoping to raise some amount of money. Maybe we won't be as lucky to get 17,000, but we're hoping to raise some funds for our archival of the oral history at the library. So a lot of different projects around that, a lot of different projects at the library, and we need some funds, and so we'll be knocking on your door. But that doesn't mean that you have to wait till then. We have some folks, and thanks to lots of different folks that have been donating as they see fit. The checks need to be made out to Fresno State Foundation. They are, of course, tax deductible. Again, they need to be made out to Fresno State Foundation with a memo at PBBI. Send me an email, dborges@mail.fresnostate.edu, and I'll be more than happy to explain to you where to send the funds. We've had all kinds of gifts from $50 to $500, and we welcome all of them. Some folks actually have done some gifts in memoriam, in memory of folks who have passed on, and we appreciate that as well. Whether you're Fresno State alumni or not, if you are of Portuguese background or not, but you want to contribute to all of the efforts that we are doing, all of these funds go to all of the different projects that we put forth, and they don't come to what my salary or anything else that has to do with salary based. The university has been wonderful about offering all of its resources for that. So it's all of the different projects, from oral history to publications to everything that we're putting forth. So we are really, really hoping that all of you will be part of the crowdfunding, usually anywhere from $20 to whatever you want to give. During the month of October, we'll be busy knocking on your doors, and we hope that you open them up and be generous. But meanwhile, if you want to donate anytime, Fresno State Foundation, memo PBBI, and send me an email, and I'll give you all the details on how to send the funds to Fresno State. We want to thank, of course, as I said, the deans. We want to thank the deans from the College of Arts and Humanities, the College of Social Science, and the Jordan College of Agricultural Science and Technology. I want to thank, of course, the dean for the College of Arts and Humanities is Dr. Nora Chapman, a good friend who's been a strong supporter of PBBI from day one. when she was associate dean, and now she is the dean for the College of Arts and Humanities, the dean for the Jordan College of Agricultural Science and Technology, Dr. Dennis Neff, who's been a strong supporter, and the College of Social Science. We just had a dean change. We have a new interim dean, and we want to thank the dean that was interim dean for about a year or so, and that was Dean Jeff Cummings, for his help and for his support. And we want to, of course, thank the new interim dean for helping us as well. And the Office of the President, all of this, of course, with the vision of Dr. Saul Jimenez Sandoval. We want to thank him for always being able and being very generous with his time to the Portuguese American community and to PBBI, his time, the resources of the presidency, and also his enthusiasm for creating this unique institute at Fresno State that will continue, hopefully with the help of the community, will continue to be a hub for all that is Portuguese at Fresno State, throughout the California State University system, and throughout, of course, the Central Valley, the state of California, and the western part of the United States. So a big thanks. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for the time you took this afternoon to be with us. Thank you all for following us on Facebook Live, and those of you on the Zoom webinar. Thanks to, again, one more time, to FLAD, the Fundação Luso-Americana para o Desenvolvimento, for their sponsorship this year. They are sponsoring everything to do with the Portuguese Oral History Project at Fresno State. And so I'm going to once again thank you all. Thanks for taking the time, and stay safe, stay healthy. We hope to continue being of service to everyone in the academic world. The Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute at Fresno State also works with our OLI program. We are putting forth actually two different mini courses that we'll be putting forth for those who are in the lifelong learning, folks who are 50 years and older. We've done a couple of events in the last couple of semesters, and we will be doing some starting again in the spring semester of 2022, something around the history of Portugal and something around the Portuguese language. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to get a hold of me anytime. Again, my email is dborges@mail.fresnostate.edu. Again, dborges@mail.fresnostate.edu. We have a lot of other events that we'll be putting forth. Besides these, believe it or not, I mean, we have something just about every week, and we have two conferences. It's a lot, I know, but we are enthused about it, and we want to do the best we can to promote the Portuguese legacy and the Portuguese American experience in Central California. Once again, thank you for your time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will be putting forth all of our events through the various social media platforms. So follow us at Fresno State, and also our page is at the College of Arts and Humanities. Again, we'll have something up at the library, also our own page under the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute collections. And we are active, especially on Facebook, with a couple of different pages. With the Cagajo Colloquium has its own Facebook page. The Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute has its own page, and we also have our own page for the Azorian Diaspora Center, which is part of PBBI, and that we are working with, as I said, with the government of the Azores to bring lots of different events and lots of different prospects and different, I should say, also research and also events that are for the academic community, but beyond that as well, through the Azorian Diaspora Center. So Fresno State, through PBBI, is one of a kind, having a center that is really, really totally looking at the Azores and the Azorian diaspora. And everything that we do at PBBI involves different parts of the Portuguese-speaking world. But of course, we are cognizant of the community and cognizant of the job that needs to be done for those who are of Azorian ancestry in California. Again, thank you. Take care. We'll see you next time. And be here on the 1st of September at 5 p.m. for our Cagajo Colloquium. Our time, our voices, which will be a group of lady writers, plus moderated by poet Logan Duarte. So 5 writers and poets. That will be our kickoff event for the Portuguese Beyond Borders Institute speaker and conference series for the fall of 2021. Take care, everyone.